Hello and welcome to Demon Interviews episode 204. That's a Pokemon number. I'm your host, Springy, and joining us today is our very special guest.
Jamie Primack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
The balloons are celebratory. So.
exactly. See, if I had that poster, I have a poster. I've actually, I'm massive fan of. If you cannot tell from my
Yeah.
masks on my wall and all that nonsense, I also have
Oh,
like one
awesome.
from like the first game, like right there. I'm like that
Yeah.
would have been perfect, like right behind me. Anywho, first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I just it takes like 4 hours to do this cosplay, so like I basically just woke up and immediately just started getting ready. So my day has just been this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny because like I just did this on Saturday. It's been like less than a week since I was in this cosplay. But yeah, I'm doing all right.
Well, plus side of that is you knew where all the pieces were.
Yeah, yeah. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know where the remote is for this guy. He lights up, and yeah, I was at a convention over the weekend, and I did Mango Saturday, and then I have a Circus Baby cosplay that I did Sunday. They both share a remote for lighting things up, and I don't know. I think by the time I got home after Circus Baby, I just tossed a lot of things on the floor because I was so tired, and I don't know. That remote is like it's somewhere. I'll find it before the day's over, but. Woo. Yeah. Other than that, I found everything.
No, awesome. Well, my next question is: Have you ever been interviewed like this before?
Definitely not in cosplay, or even about cosplay. Like, so like my normal day job stuff is all like in art and comics. So like I've done plenty of interviews like for that kind of thing. Like especially about like comics, like that whole scene. They love doing it. So I've done a lot of that sort of thing just as like myself. Um, but I'm like newer to cosplay, which people are always surprised by that, like because like my stuff is so complicated looking. But like I'm actually newer to it. So the only exception as far as like me, I don't know, what I would call it interviewing in a cosplay was it's kind of funny, but um I don't know if you've heard of C2E2. It's
Mm-hmm.
this like humongous convention in Chicago. I think it's like the third largest in the country or something. And it was sort of a weird situation where I had told a lot of people that I was going to cosplay Mangle at the show on Saturday. And then I got asked to do a panel about horror comics. And I was like, hmm, should I just do it in the cosplay? Would that be weird? Because like everyone else on the panel was like, not only were they normal, but they like some of them were like famous. Like Tim Seeley was on the panel. I was like, am I seriously gonna do this? I did clear it with the moderator. Like I asked ahead of time, and I even sent like proof that I could talk with the teeth. I was like, don't
Mm-hmm.
worry, like I can do a panel. But it was really funny. It was like four just like normal looking dudes, and then just like an animatronic fox just like sitting there in front of a crowd of like a couple hundred people talking about comics. It was definitely the goofiest thing I've ever done. But other than that, this is the only time I've like interviewed, especially like because that wasn't about cosplay at all. So, um, yeah. So this kind of I'm kind of happy about this because like little things like this like make me feel more legitimate. Like oh, I'm like actually talking about this stuff. Like yay.
Okay. Well, we're happy to introduce you to the world, to this side of the world of entering
Thank
SpongeBob.
you.
Uh,
He says thank you too.
um, so, if people couldn't tell, which if they can't, I'm sorry, that you are in fact a cosplayer who does cosplays. Shocking! You don't just go around in that outfit all
Oh,
the time.
I go to the grocery store like this. Like,
Go to the grocery store. Go to the local like fair or something and circus baby. It's fine. Uh,
they'll think I'm all the clowns.
just blend in. You'll be perfect. Um,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, do you have any other new cosplays planned to do that you're able to tell us about without me giving you a small fee of $5?
Yeah, so Circus Baby is actually pretty new. So the I haven't started working on anything new just yet because like I have been slowly working on Circus Baby for like 7 months. It's been a process, and so I finally finished her just a few weeks ago. When I took her to the show over the weekend, that was the first time she'd ever stepped outside. So of course, like I had a few like issues here and there with the cosplay, which I knew was gonna happen. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"This is a test run, like, she'll have some problems." Um, but for the most part, it worked out very well, but that being said, like, I have already started thinking on what I'll do next. The one I know for sure, um, is, like so I have, like, a tradition, like, this is kinda how I got into cosplay actually, is, like, every year I have roommates, and they do costume stuff too, and I don't even know how this got started, but it's, like, every year for Halloween, we would do some just absurdly crazy costumes. Like, our whole thing is, like, we like to learn a new skill each
Mm-hmm.
time, so we, like, step up our game by, like, trying to challenge ourselves to do something we haven't tried before, um and then, like, we'll do, like, a professional photo shoot with it. So it's like we get, like, really like, we spend months on those costumes, and we get really hardcore. So Mangle actually came from that. It was the Halloween costume that I had been working on last year. So I've done this one since October. But yeah, like, my roommates, like, one of them was Krampus with, like, a huge, like, homemade mask with horns, and, like, the other, roommate, like, he was doing, it's like a boss from a game called Returnals. It was nuts. Like he didn't even look human anymore by the time he was finished.
Oh.
Um, so yeah, we would do that like every year, and just like gain these like yearly skills. I think the one that I got like known for like before Mangle was I did a Silent Hill nurse cosplay that went like viral. Because it was like really hardcore. Um, like full body, like I had no face, like it was intense. And of course, because it's me, like I had to do all the like really weird movements and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. I'm very extra. Um, so yeah, because of that, like we're already like planning what we're doing for this year's Halloween. Like we're even already collecting some props and things. Like we're really going for it. So um I don't know if I've like totally come out and told people what I'm doing, but I think I've mentioned it to some people. Like the plan right now is to do Spampton Neo from Delta. So
Hmm.
that's gonna be really hardcore. Cause it's me, so like, let's be real, there's gonna be like strings and like it's yeah, it's I'll probably take it too far. I already like jokingly said to my roommates, I was like, so we'll hang me from the ceiling fan, and they were like, don't you dare. Cause you would try that. I was like, I know, I'm just kidding.
For now.
Yeah. So we'll see. That's the plan. Like it could change still, but that's what I've been going for. I've started collecting like a few like weird like vintage items. I'm like looking for like a vintage like phone and stuff for it. I do a lot of thrifting for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like a lot of people have been asking like what FNAF cosplay I would do next. Everyone keeps asking me to do Blora. It's been like I think at this point I've probably been asked in like 15 different languages even to do a Blora cosplay. So I'm thinking about that. Yeah, I had considered Roxanne Wolf at one point. Ennard, of course. My only hesitation with Ennard is a lot of people say my Mangle has a lot of Ennard to it already. So I was like, I don't know if that would be too like samey, but I'm definitely interested in that one too. So yeah, as far as like FNAF goes, I'm not sure, but as far as Halloween goes, the plan is Spampton Neo. Hopefully, it'll be really ambitious. It's got the wings and everything, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
You've got a lot of
We'll
plans. I'm very happy to hear that.
see.
I.
Yeah, sometimes like when people leave comments saying like "keep up the good work, keep it up," I'm like, oh, don't worry, like I'm not going anywhere.
Don't worry, I have 20 more plans, and I'm
Yeah,
going for all of them at
I have
once.
too many plans.
uh, Also, one of the first things I saw of yours was actually, shockingly, was Mangle. And
Yeah.
at first, I was like, "Is that all makeup, or is that makeup and mask?" I was like, "What?" And seeing it in more videos since, Is it lower half makeup and then upper half mask?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like very sneaky how I do it. I do it with Circus Baby too, where it's like kind of like a stealthy mask situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the mask is like I buy like my whole thing is I keep my cosplay costs down as low as they can possibly go. Like I my joke is like I call my cosplay style junkyard cosplay. And like the first like long form video I put on YouTube, like the thumbnail said garbage but make it fashion. Um, so it's like everything I do is like it's thrifted, it's repurposed, some of it's like donated, like it's all just like the cheapest like the endo head is like it's cardboard and duct tape. It's all very, very cheap.
Hmm.
And so I bought masquerade masks in bulk for just like a few dollars.
Hmm.
And like it just this one actually I bought this one on its own at a store. It was kind of funny. Like I already knew I was doing Mangle for the costume, but like I was trying to figure out like how I was gonna do it. And like I always loved the idea of like robotic face plates. I was just like, I don't know exactly how to go about this. And I was at like a Joanne Fabrics or something, and I spotted this like masquerade mask, just a plain white mask for like $3, just sitting there. And like I just stood there staring at it, and like my roommates actually walked away. Like they know that look. They were like, "Oh, she's scheming something. She's gonna be staring at that thing for 20 minutes." So yeah, like I walked out with the mask, and yeah, like then later on I bought them in bulk. 'Cause, like my Circus Baby one's actually made out of more than one mask, but yeah, like I like the idea of simulating like robotic face plates. So it's like it's literally just a paper masquerade mask from like here to like here,
Hmm.
and then it's like painted, of course with like the fake eyelashes and like rhinestones and stuff. And then the rest is makeup. So yeah, like even like the forehead is like painted, and the mouth and the nose, like the nose like under here is like fully painted and everything. And so
Hmm.
yeah, it's like kind of blends together a bit. Like definitely like in natural lighting, like not as much, which I don't mind because like it's still just like a robotic faceplate look. But
Mm-hmm.
especially like in like my TikTok videos and stuff, where like depending on the like lighting and filters and things, like it all blends together.
It it really does, because like at first I was like, wow, that
Yeah.
oh, that's actually a mask. Oh my god. And like I'm
Yeah.
very much a mask person in like 95% of my things. So I'm like, that what the hell?
Yeah. I know it's like I do the kind of confusing perspective with it, I guess, because yeah, it's like I'll paint the nose like blend in with the mask and stuff, and yeah, like with my Circus Baby one, like it's like the mask is like split down the middle, but like I also split my face with the makeup too, so it's like it makes it like hard to tell like where the mask stops.
Mm-hmm. It really
And
does.
like I even there's like jewels on the mask too. Like I put the jewels on my face too to like really add to the illusion.
You really did do really well with that as well.
Well, thank you.
Uh, and another thing that might help keep cops. Oh my God, words are hard today. Is
For real.
I for some armor pieces I actually use solo cups.
Solo cups. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, for like hand bits and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Fun fact that this hinge inside the endo head is
mhm.
a Trident gum container
Oh my God, I love that.
wrapped in duct tape.
Man, I love that. I love that so
Well, actually,
much.
from your cosplay.
Hey,
People are always like, they're like, how much does this cost? Your cosplays look so expensive. And I'm like, no, no, they're not.
they gave me money to take it away.
Yeah, this stuff is cheap as heck.
Yeah, and for a lot of Final Fantasy animatronics, that makes a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, like that was kind of my logic, especially with Mangle. I'm like, I mean, it's Mangle. Like especially like whenever things go wrong with the cosplay, like I don't even really get mad about it because it's like, yeah, but it's Mangle. Like,
Yeah, that's the point.
like, if something breaks like at a show, I'm just like, okay, well, I mean,
There,
that's par for the course.
there goes my leg.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Uh, that's my thing. God, words. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Okay, my brain is just not here today. I'm sorry.
okay.
Uh, when I was making Springtrap, both of because I have what I call anime boy Springtrap, uh, where it's like like super long green hair and like basically this, but like with like yellowish and like ripped up and stuff. I'm like, any mistakes?
Yeah,
It's Springtrap. It just works.
exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
Same thing with like the foam suit I made. It was like it's like really like um, they didn't have felt of the color I
Really?
wanted in
Oh,
a roll, so I got a lot of the little patches
yeah.
and just stuck them on. So I'm like, it works. It's Springtrap. Uh,
Yeah.
but that's one of the great things, in my opinion, about like a lot of those that line of animatronics. It's like if something breaks or falls off, it's like that just is part of the course. It's perfect.
Yeah. I get a little more nervous with Circus Baby because like I feel like being like broken and dirty isn't like quite as much her thing, but I still like allow some of that to happen. Already like some makeup is like smudged onto like the corset and things, and I'm just like "Ugh, whatever. Like these animatronics have all been through hell. Like
Literally and metaphorically.
yeah. So if someone like because people will nitpick anything. Like if someone wants me to call me out on it, I'll just be like, hey, look, all right, she was in the scooping room. I don't know, things got weird. Don't worry about it.
Look, they were trying to mass produce these. This one
Yeah.
just happens to have a little paint mistake, okay? Have you not seen those weird statues sometimes? Come on.
Uh,
The weird figure where their eye is like way down here when it's supposed to be up here.
yeah,
It happens when you mass produce things.
exactly.
Um, Sorry, I'm a massive Final Fantasy nerd, so like that's what I keep on being like. Here's all the nonsense I know in my brain.
No, I love it. It's great. Because actually, I don't know a lot of FNAF fans in real life, so like when I get to like talk about FNAF, I'm like,
Finally, oh god, like um, and I'll bring this up probably again in a little bit, but we actually do in character interviews as well,
oh yeah,
and for characters can't talk, we do a little bit of bippity boppity boo, and be like, now you
yeah,
can talk, for this time only.
yeah,
So and we actually done a Final Fantasy one before, and I would love to do another one in the future as well. That'd be
yeah.
really fun. If you ever wish to come back in the future.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Like I'm always in character in the videos that I make. I mean, obviously those are shorts, like so I never tried to be in character for like a long period of time, but yeah, I do find that stuff like very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I'm super big on like actually doing like the animatronic movements and stuff, like possibly to a weird degree, but I don't know. Everyone seems to like it, so I've just leaned into it.
If it works, it works. That's all.
Exactly. When I first started, I was like, "Are people gonna think this is all really weird?" But I don't know. People seem into it, so I'm like, "Yay!"
I, I, I mean, like we're all big fans of like robots that have something to do with children. So like
Like,
we're all a little weird. It's fine.
yeah,
We're just drawn that way. It's fine. um. So kind of related actually. It's perfect. Since TikTok is a kind of newer and most recently kind of, I guess, controversial uh,
yeah.
thing, I'm just curious. I'm not gonna go into like, what do you think about this politics? Like that's stupid. But why did you start using TikTok in the first place?
I'm trying to remember what exactly happened with that because I had been resistant to it for a long time, but the reason was just because I actually thought I'd like it too much. Like it looked very addictive, and I was like, I don't know, like, if somebody, like, especially, like, I'm big into drag, like, that's where I learned a lot of makeup stuff, so, like, I'm a big fan of, like, lip syncing and, like, those kind of just, like, costuming and makeup stuff, like, and TikTok has so much of that, and I was like, I'm so worried that I'm gonna, like, start using it and then I'll never stop using it,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I had started, doing, like I guess, like, people had started noticing my Halloween costumes, and, like, a lot of people were just being like, "You should really actually like try to do stuff like TikTok." Like it's crazy that like you build these things and then you'll just do like a few photos and like a couple videos and then it's never seen again. It's like why don't you actually like embrace this and make content? And so yeah, at a certain point I was like, "Well, okay, let's see what happens." So like I posted a few videos of just like my previous cosplays, and they did really well. And I was like, okay, well, let's make something kind of simple and just kind of experiment a little. And I remember the cosplay I started with was Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club. Just like, but I did two versions of it, like because again it's me, I gotta be extra. So I had like normal Yuri, and then I had like messed up Yuri, where I had like fake blood and like rhinestones dripping down the face and covered in dirt. Like there's actually a video of me like I had two versions of the costume, and with one of them I just took like a big paintbrush. I just like looked right at the camera and went like bleh, and just started like getting like dirt all over it. Um, so yeah, I started with that and people seemed to be enjoying it. And it was really fun. So I was like, I kind of like just making cosplays and making really weird videos with them. Like, so I might as well just like lean into it. And so that's when I started doing the Danganronpa cosplays, which I have a whole bunch of those. Um, and then yeah, like once I started doing Mangle, like that's when like things got like pretty like hardcore, and I was like, okay, like this is like really becoming a thing now. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad because like I enjoy it. So yeah, I like TikTok has kind of become like my main area. So it's a little tricky because it's like I know it's controversial and I know there's like some risks there. It's kind of weird, but like, so I had a video go viral recently, and like when I told one of my roommates, I was like, dude, you won't even believe how many views this got, and like I got all these followers, and like his response was basically like, TikTok's about to get banned anyways, who cares? And
Oh
I was
my
like,
god.
my reply to him was like, can't you let me be happy for 30 seconds? Just let me have this one, man. Come on.
Come on. Just for a second, please.
Yeah. Why you gotta bring down the mood?
I'm
I know
falling
things
apart
are
here.
Cause like yeah, the video went like super viral, and I was like, just let me be happy, okay? Like we don't actually know what's gonna happen to TikTok, so come on, just
Yeah.
give me this one.
Come on, please. Um, okay. I didn't know you all did Yuri. Our number one most viewed video right now is, and most liked and still getting viewed to this day, is our in character Doki Doki Literature Club video.
Ooh, yes.
And I'm like,
I love
oh
the
my
Doki
god.
Doki so
I'm
much.
like, oh my god, it's perfect. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Um, I've been wanting to do a part two of that as well because that's very
I should
annoying.
bring that back. Yeah, I haven't done Yuri in a while. I still have all of it, like it's in the closet and stuff. Like I'd probably get a new wig. I think that one got a little shaggy, but yeah, like I'd love to bring Yuri back. Like she's still fun.
Sorry, I'm like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Plans. Okay. I need to stop making some of my plans. I haven't been doing any plans. I need to start doing them before I make more. Anywho, now I have to say stereotypical YouTube thing of don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you have any questions for our lovely guests here, don't forget to put them in the comment section below. I was going too fast. And if we ever get them back onto the show in the same capacity, we'll ask them your questions. Don't forget to follow them on all the social media platforms. There'll be a way to get to most of them in the description below. Okay. I started too fast. I was like, I can't keep it up. I just gotta go back down. Oh, golly. Okay. Breathing again.
There you
Um, breathing. That's important. Or I have to, like, cover the whole can because I was like, there's gonna be an issue. Um,
Oh yeah, I always do that too, like in my live streams and stuff, like just in case.
just in case. I don't want to get sued. I'm not sponsored by anybody except for myself and my friend Ryan. That's it.
But I'm especially cautious on TikTok because like they have like this really weird policy about alcohol, and they'll mistake anything for alcohol. So
Mm-hmm.
like I had this one live stream where like I was on YouTube doing a joke that involved a goblet, and I switched over to TikTok and like I repeated the joke without the goblet because I was like that paranoid that like they'd boot me off the stream thinking it was like wine or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
T- like TikTok has a weird duality about what's fine and what's not, and then we're gonna leave it at
Yeah.
that.
It's super weird. And that's the thing with people when they try to debate like which apps are the most toxic. I'm like they're all toxic in totally different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So like, comparing them is tricky because there's like things I love and hate about every single app. But yeah, the paranoia on TikTok does drive me nuts.
Yeah. Like But I mean, that could go for like anything really. Like, there's
Yeah.
toxicity in any fandom. There's the great things in any fandom.
Yeah.
Um, that one commenter like Mangled doesn't have it's the other eye or whatever the
Oh my gosh.
bullshit is.
So that's actually the reason, like, I know it probably seems a little cheesy that I have this caution tape behind me. It's like a little hokey. The reason I have that back there, there's actually a reason, is because on TikTok, it's the inverted camera.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't used to have that tape up, and I would get comments from people saying, Mango's eye is on the wrong side, or you have the endo head on the wrong side. And I'd be like, it's an inverted camera, it's backwards. So now that the tape is there, people have stopped saying things because you can see that the letters are backwards.
Yeah, people on the internet are annoying. Anywho, carrying. um, so what is one of the hardest things about getting into one of your cosplays?
Ooh, there's every step of it seems to have its challenges. Definitely like the makeup takes a long time. Like I always want to like emphasize this to people, like the masks do not save me on time. Like in case anyone thinks that me doing the masks was like a cheat code or something, it is not. Like I would say if I did the math, I think that the amount of time I spend on the makeup for Mangle and Circus Baby is pretty much exactly the same as any of my human cosplays. Like the reason being, like my human ones, usually I'm doing like jeweled makeup on the face, so that takes forever. But with the Circus Baby and Mangle, it's like it's full face paint and neck paint and like and everything has to be very precise. Like I actually like I get asked this a lot, like how do I do it so that the white face paint doesn't smear with everything? And the answer is that I don't put the paint down first. I actually like paint like the nose and the lips and like the chin line, all that stuff, and then I actually go around everything with the white. So it's like it takes a really long time to get everything like so precise. Um so it is really challenging despite the mask. Like there's actually a lot of makeup that still goes into it. Um but yeah, I mean, even the costuming parts though are really difficult. Like as far as like Mangle goes, especially like I infamously hate wearing contacts. Obviously I do it, but I don't enjoy doing it. I've gotten a lot better at it now. I know like when I first started doing Yuri, actually, like I had a period of time where I did have purple contacts with her, and then I stopped using them because I just couldn't stand wearing them. Like I was constantly having problems. Now that I've done Mangle so much, I'd actually like to go back to trying to wear contacts with characters like her again because I think now I can do it. Um, but I wasn't used to it, and it just was just misery every time. So um, there was actually a period of time where like it would take me a few days to like pep talk myself into doing the Mangle cosplay just because I didn't want to do the contact. So I'm not a big fan of them, but I'm like I'm getting there. Like I'm at peace with it now at least. Like this only took me a couple of minutes to do it this time. Like I've gotten very good at it, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. And then yeah, I guess like just the other challenge is just like with the mask cosplays especially like my vision is like really impaired. Like it's not as bad with Circus Baby. Like my peripheral vision isn't great, but like it's really tricky to like finish up little details on the costume after like the mask is on and stuff because like I really can't see her. So yeah, anytime I brought Mangle to a convention, I'll usually have someone with me who can like kind of like make sure I don't walk into anything.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's challenging. Like even today, like I'm gonna be in this cosplay for many hours after this, and it's like it's gonna get sweaty and gross, and of course like the arm gets tired and stuff. So
hmm
it's grueling, but I'm up for it.
yeah. I mean, if you, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Uh, so this next question is actually coming from a past guest, a Mr. Zoom underscore 2028. It's a very
Yeah.
long, very complicated, very thought provoking question. Bacon? Question mark.
Bacon question mark. As in like, do I like bacon?
You can take it however you wish.
I mean, I like bacon. Yeah, no, I enjoy. bacon, bacon and eggs, and like I love like bacon, egg and cheese, like bagels and things like that. Um, my only thing is I'm like I'll get booed by some people for this. I'm not a fan of the whole bacon and desserts thing. I know that was really popular for a while, like maple bacon sundaes, like maple bacon donuts, all that stuff. I can't do it. I tried a few times. I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the favorite combo is not for me.
I 100% agree with you on that. I never heard about bacon and ice cream or anything like that before, and
Doing it for a while.
and people might have saw like my, like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
There are people who will actually get mad at that opinion that bacon shouldn't be in like desserts. Like they love that combination, and I'm just like, okay, like, I'm glad. I'm never gonna yuck someone's yum, but like I just don't want to do it.
you know, more power to them, and
Yeah,
questionable health, but whatever.
yeah, that's
um, like I have seen and or like I haven't had because it just freaked. It was not my thing. At
yeah,
a donut place called Voodoo Donuts that's up in Oregon,
yeah.
and they had bacon on a maple donut, and I'm just like, either that's a warm donut which is gonna melt the maple frosting, or it's gonna be
Mhm.
cold bacon and thus grease on the donut, which both don't sound great to me. Personally, that's a me thing.
Yeah, someone offered me like it was like chocolate covered bacon one time, like saying that like they were convinced it would change my mind about the whole issue. And like that was my issue. It's like I took a bite of it and I'm like, okay, but it's like cold bacon in there. Like
Yeah,
how is that appealing? I
like
understand like saltiness in chocolate, but this is like cold pork inside of my chocolate.
exactly. Like one of the weirdest things that I enjoy about anything that's chocolate related is like when they coat like gummy bears or like some sort of
Oh
gummy
yeah,
in chocolate. Those are great.
yeah,
I love those.
definitely.
Oh, and I'm kind of skipping over a question, but it'll work. My next question is kind of a mixture of one that I just asked and one that I'm going to ask in a second because order. Bacon and peanut butter? Question
Bacon
mark.
and peanut butter. I guess I've never tried it. I guess it probably wouldn't be that different from like when Thai food has like peanut like mixed with like pork and things like that. So like it could be good.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way actually.
Yeah. So it's like I guess like I don't know if I'd like it, but I can see the potential.
Uh, because I
I
asked
wish
that question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
it has to be natural though, because if it's like the super sugary sweet peanut butter, I feel like that would be gross. But if it's like not super sweet peanut butter, it could be
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I actually did try. I think it was probably the sugary stuff, but where I basically had it like ants on a log type of thing, whereas like bacon, I just kind of put some peanut butter on it. Tried it. I even recorded myself doing it. It's down there in the Demon Interviews Instagram. Don't know where. It's down there. I hope it's on there. I'm not saying the wrong one this time. Anywho, uh, and it just tasted more like whatever you had. It just either was like crunchy peanut butter or like smooth bacon. It
Yeah.
didn't really have a difference. It just depended on like whichever more you had at the moment.
Yeah, I could see one overpowering the other quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And look, we can't all be eating frontal lobes here, okay? We can't just be doing that.
Ugh, I wanted so badly to get some kind of like brain prop, but I feel like TikTok would never allow it because it would be like gore. Ugh, I want to so bad, like get like a Jello mold or something and like eat it on camera, but I
Oh
just
my
know I'd
god.
get like in trouble for it.
You
Even if
post
it
it.
didn't look realistic, they'd still get mad.
You post it on YouTube though.
That's
If
true.
it
That's
didn't
true.
look
Now
so,
that I'm finally on YouTube, I could do that.
post it on YouTube. Post like a short of it on like Instagram. They have
Hmm.
some more relaxed, not relaxed by any means of the word, but more
Yeah.
relaxed rules about that type of thing.
Yeah, I should do that. I could even make like a more like long form one, like just a few minutes, like instead of a short, like just several minutes of like Mangled just like staring into the camera, just eating a brain.
Just I don't know why. I just I now I'm imagining like Lady and the Tramp, where like one half's in like the robot head and one's in
Yeah.
yours, and just like it's just eating I don't know why that just came in my brain. I was like, okay. Uh, just it'd be so weird. Um, probably the last question on here because we're doing great. Or one of the we have two more on here, and then I have a few others. Shocking, I know. So next question is coming from another past guest, a Harley F. Quinn. What are those?
We're talking about the boots. Yeah, actually, I have two different colored boots on. I got black and I got pink.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's how extra I get with this stuff.
It's perfect.
Well, again, to keep costs down, like a lot of my cosplays share boots. So like I have a cosplay of Mew Aruma from Danganronpa V3. These are her boots actually.
Hmm. Perfect.
Mangled stole one of her shoes.
Just Mangled ran over. Look at that. Oh god. So my last one on my list here is: would you keep a pet zombie or would you kill it?
A pet what?
Zombie.
Ooh. You know, it's gonna sound cold, but like I'd probably kill it only because of the fear of it like spreading infections and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be nothing personal against the zombie itself, but like I don't know, maybe because I've watched way too many like horror movies, but like my brain immediately goes to like it's gonna escape, I'm gonna get blamed for the world ending. You know, because like there's always like that person in movies who does something stupid with the zombies, and then we're all yelling at that person in the theater. And it's like I don't want to be that person, like the horror idiot in the film. So yeah. I think I would just sadly I would probably have to finish off that zombie. Help us out.
Yeah. Great film. Any okay, there's actually one more on here because it was too perfect. So there's also coming from a past guest, a Dark Mina the God. Who would you be in a horror movie? The final survivor, killer, first to be dead, the one who somehow keeps not dying, etc., etc. Stereotype here.
It's funny, like as someone who's in the Danganronpa fan community, like that question gets thrown around quite a bit because it's always like people being like, "So if you were in the killing game, would you be survivor, killer? Would you be the one hiding under the bed? Like, like would you make it out?" Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but like probably I would be. I don't know, like it's weird. Like I would be that person in a horror movie who would probably like hide and try to be like super rational. But like I don't know, it's hard to say because like I also like will get really mad if like something bad is about to happen. So it's like there's a possibility that I might survive. Like as much as I want to be like, oh no, I'm like such a weakling because like I am. Like I get my ass kicked no problem. Like I do have like that weird ability to like lose my freaking mind on somebody if they like there was like infamously this one time I was like walking home in a car, just this person was like on their cell phone or something, like just not even paying attention. They like slammed on their brake, like to the extent that like they did like nudge me with the car, like not super hard, but like enough that like I'm usually so docile, but I just like whipped around, I like slammed my hands down on the like front of the car and just started screaming at them. So it's like I don't know, like it takes so much for that to happen, like someone hitting me with a car, but like I don't know, I could see that happening in a horror movie though, where like I'm like the meek, docile one up until like the threat, and then all of a sudden like I'm like breaking necks. But I don't know. That being said, though, I still feel like I wouldn't make it out alive. I'm still such a weakling though. And not particularly brave.
I feel that a lot. I really do.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my brain is just like, wait, you did that with Mangle? like just like with like the teeth, just through the window.
Yeah.
And like with the teeth, just like yelling at this person.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I was like, when I went to MomoCon recently, I was actually walking around out in Atlanta, Georgia, like in this cosplay quite a bit. That would have been hilarious. Like that opportunity could have actually happened.
Oh golly. Oh, so now something to gesture with, and now we can go into the final four episodes. Jesus Christ, it's not the final four episodes. God, brain. Final four questions.
Yeah.
Jesus. Um, Final four questions. First one is: do you have any questions for me as an individual or about the show in general?
Actually, I was gonna ask like how long you've been doing this because like I know you mentioned how many episodes it's been,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like depending on the YouTuber, like that number could mean something like wildly different. So yeah, I was actually like I meant to look into it. Like don't get me wrong, I looked into your channel and like watched some videos and stuff, but like I didn't like go like all the way back to the beginning. So it like suddenly occurred to me, I was like, how long has this channel been doing this
Yeah.
though? So
Two
yeah, I was curious.
days.
2 days.
100 a
2 days.
day. We've been doing.
There's some content creators like that where I'm like, how do you have the time for this?
How do you
Jeez.
have the energy? I cannot do more than one recording in a day. Like if I
Yeah,
do, I'm like this is me like with energy. So imagine when I don't have
yeah.
energy.
That's why like today, like I'm doing this and then I'm gonna film content and then I'm gonna live stream because I only have the energy to do like the cosplay. Like it's like I have to maximize the day because like the energy it takes to just get into the cosplay, like I can't do that every single day. So I'll
Yeah,
always like make the most of it and then not cosplay again for like 2 or 3 weeks.
yeah. Oh, and to actually answer your question, I think it's been since December of 2019 is when we made the channel and we start. I'm saying a lot of we, not because I'm multiple people, but because we used to. It used to be more than one per person, but then their schedule got more tough, and then it just became.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
2019. Like
uh,
5 years.
yeah, it's been a while, which I am
Yeah.
still shocked about. Oldest. Yeah, 5 years. It's been
Wow.
5 years since the first episode came out, and the first interview came out. Also 5 years. It was like a week or two after. It was the same week. We used to do 2 videos a week. Now we barely get two in a month. um, because as you
I
probably saw, my
know.
message is sounds kind of scammy, which I need to fix that, but I don't know how else.
No, I like as someone who like works in like comics and art and thing, like I get pretty good at like knowing the difference between a scam and not a scam. Like I when I saw the message, like I didn't immediately think that because yeah, especially like working in like comics and stuff, because like I'll get like really bogus requests for like commissions or like people trying to like kind of steal work. I hate to say it. So yeah, like I know it's not true for everyone, but at least for me, like usually like I could tell pretty quickly from a DM like if it's legit or not. So yeah, I didn't get that vibe from it.
Thank God. Um,
Yeah.
this actually wasn't in the list, but I am curious. When they are open, how much are your commissions? Just in general, just curious.
Yeah, it depends. The thing is like so I do original art. So like unfortunately like my prices do tend to be kind of high because it's like hand drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it kind of just depends on like the size of the paper I use or like if it's like black and white or if it's in color, if it's for a comic cover or like a comic page. So yeah, it's a little all over the place. I think the most typical thing people ask for is a standard 9 by 12. Um, and then yeah, some will ask for black and white, some will ask for color. And for those, like I'll usually, I don't know, I say like maybe like 200-ish or something like that. Um, yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on the piece, but the thing is, like the art that I do is like, surprise, surprise. It's like super detailed. Like one of my things, like I use like a lot of gold, like very shiny metallic gold paints and stuff. So, like those can like get pretty pricey. But yeah, like I'm like one of those people at like Comic Con who has like the portfolio open with like all the like originals in it, and
Hmm.
then I sell prints of them. But my whole thing is like I sell prints where like the metal metallics on the paper are replaced with foil, so they're
Hmm.
actually still shiny even when they're prints. And those I sell for cheap. So yeah, like if anything, people always tell me I should actually raise the prices on those, and I'm like, no, no, no. Like that's I don't like to do that because like you know I still go to conventions and want to purchase things and then run out of money really fast. So I've been stubborn about that. Like my commissions and like my originals are expensive, but like my prints and stuff, I keep them probably lower than a lot of other vendors do.
Hmm.
Like
Awesome.
because I get it, you know.
Hmm.
I too love mine prints.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Amazing. Spectacular. What other things are in front of Spider-Man's name? Ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Just
But geez, why am I drawing a blank? I was like just talking about one of the Spider-Man comics with somebody, and I can't even remember what the name of that one was.
it was like amazing, spectacular, ultimate. There's
Yeah,
probably like a billion others, but I
it was the one where he was actually Doc Ock.
superior.
Superior.
There we go.
Yes, it was. That word was totally escaping. Superior Spider-Man. That's the one. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
That was
I'm
gonna drive me nuts all day.
I'm also like a big like Venom Spider-Man nerd as well.
Yeah.
Both things. I'm like that's
Yeah,
great.
that was a great series.
Yeah. Um, but actually going to the next one that I had in my mind is would you ever like to come back to the show in the future, either for something like this or for a different type of project?
Yeah, sure, absolutely, not a problem. Like I've been so happy that like I'm finally even like getting asked to do things that are cosplay related. Like I'm always like one of the biggest shocks I had recently was like a magazine asked me like it was like a comics magazine and they asked if I would like just do like a written interview thing. Um and I just assumed it was about comics because that's what I'm known for. But then they were like, no, no, it was about your cosplay stuff. And I was like, really? Like like that just like blew my mind. So yeah, no, stuff like this makes me very happy. I'm like, oh look, I'm like actually doing like cosplay things for real now, not just for Halloween.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I would absolutely come back.
Good, because we have 6 more videos planned, and they're all in different cosplays. In
Oh,
five
okay, yeah.
minutes. Go.
I mean, I've got different cosplays I could bring, but I mean, I'd probably bring Circus Baby next. She's new, so I keep wanting to like bring her to stuff. I'm like, check it out! I finally finished Circus Baby after 7 months of telling people I was working on Circus Baby.
I do feel that. I really do. Uh,
I think people were starting to think I was lying because it had been so long. Like, no, no, I promise. She's on the way.
I promise. Um, my next question is going to be who would you like to see on the show in the future?
Like as far as like cosplayers or
Either one.
characters.
Either cosplayers, artists, so on and so forth.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Hmm. It's so hard because like I follow like so many people and like they're all like super interesting. There's this one person. I'm trying to remember like their Instagram handle because they have like this account that just fascinates me. Um, it's they do cosplay and then they also build like animatronics and things. And it's like maybe you've seen it around. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
they've been working on this one where it is like a full circus baby suit, and like it opens, like and like things like come out. And it's driving me nuts that I can't because I like I look at their stuff every day and like I'm blanking on their Instagram handle. Because like their account just fascinates me. Like I constantly want to like leave comments just asking them like just something. Like I just don't even know. Like I'm so intrigued by everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I think of their name? It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm
but
really, really bad at names. I will say that. Like, I am known as one of those people where, like, if you ask me, like, about a person or a cosplay, like, I'm gonna sit there being like, you know, the one that does the this and the that. Like,
yeah,
the
I can
memory.
I can recite every single FNAF animatronic, but I don't know half my coworkers' names.
Exactly.
It's like
The same way.
and
Yeah.
go. Uh, But yeah, if you want, just later you can just like DM me anybody who you want on the show. You can just send me their
Yeah.
links, and because either way, like some names have like weird spellings in them with a zero
Yeah.
instead of an O or a one and I, so on and so forth. So
Like I grab my phone right now, but like with my terrible vision in this mask, I'd probably end up spending like 10 minutes like looking for like one Instagram account just like me seeing their stuff every single day.
it's okay. Don't worry.
My death.
Oh, last minute lag. I, I love the last minute lag. That was great.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, I was like, oh, that's an internet
Yeah.
thing.
But again, like it came in and you're slightly glitchy for a second. And I just worked with the character. It was perfect.
Yeah, I'll pretend it's like an effect we picked on purpose.
Yeah, I'll just mute everything I just said and
Yeah,
we'll just go with it.
like the
Um, just go.
velocity.
um, but with that, I want to. One more question. Sorry. Do you have any questions for a future guest? Almost my brain.
Ooh, future guess. Hmm. I think it's like me being the way that I am with my stuff. I'm always just really curious about the process. Like, I don't know. Some people like don't necessarily ask about that kind of like nitty gritty stuff, but like I'm always curious about it. So if you have any cosplayers on, like I would love to know like all the like steps and stuff that they take because sometimes you'd be surprised like the strange things cosplayers do to make costumes,
Yeah,
like gum containers.
yeah, exactly. I mean, gum containers, solo cups. Exactly.
Yeah. And I guess we could also ask them like I don't know. This always starts up a good like fight, like cats or dogs.
Oh God, cats or dogs or foxes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, I get so many comments from people like arguing about whether Mangle's a fox or a dog, and I'm like, why does it matter?
A, why does it matter? And B, isn't it a fox?
Because like it's like a foxy thing. Yeah, it's
I'm like,
baffles me.
I'm like, anywho.
I think it's that whole like theory about the like soul of a dog inside or something. I
Oh, right. I forgot
yeah,
about that one. I think that's one of the newer ones too.
yeah. And I always let those kind of arguments happen in my comment sections because I'm like, whatever, they're driving up the algorithm, so it's fine. But they do
Exactly.
baffle me.
It, the arguments of Five Nights at Freddy's in general is
Yeah,
baffling.
so
Like,
strange.
um, I only bring this up because next week is actually gonna be our first trailer for it. I'm actually working on a Five Nights at Freddy's and Kamen Rider, which is basically a basic because I don't need to go into a spiel about it because I will a Power Ranger esque thing.
Yeah, yeah. I know Kamen Rider. I actually used to live in Japan, so yeah. I know a lot of that stuff.
Oh my god. Okay. You have no idea how happy that made me that you know FNAF and Kamen Rider at the same time. Like literally, there's so much
Sounds
dopamine. um, but yeah, we're working on a project where it's them kind of like combined, where there's like writers of Final Fantasy characters and stuff like that,
yeah,
and forums and all that fun stuff. So the trailer for the first one is actually coming out next week,
awesome.
or next week as of this coming out. So it'd be 2 weeks from when we're recording this and everything.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and I'm really excited because it's I've spent a lot of money
Yeah.
on it. Hey,
I feel that.
I'm like, it hurts, but also, hey, um, yeah. So I'm excited for that to come out. So,
Yeah.
and I only say it here because like it makes FNAF
Yeah,
ends
that's such a
next week.
unique combo. I love
Yeah.
it.
Um, literally, like I'm not going to unless like people ask, but like I could literally spam people with like the amount of art I have for it right now. But yeah, with that, thank you so much for being here. I do highly appreciate it, and I am sorry for the detour.
I think some of the internet lagginess might have been on my end, honestly.
It's fine. It happens. Um, and thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Don't forget to follow Lovely Guests on all the social media platforms. And at least I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Mm, bye.